Did you know that later this year, it'll be 10 years since No Man's Sky released, which is absolutely mind-blowing that it's been almost a decade. But I was thinking back to when the game was first coming out. I was talking to Evan about this new space exploration game that's supposed to be massive. And that was when we worked in the old stores. And fast forward to now, and the redemption arc that this game has gone on to where it's literally memed on for the massive free updates that it has. It really is just like a complete night and day difference and transformation. But they'd actually reached out to me, Hello Games, and asked if they could do a sponsored video for the big update that just dropped. And I was talking to Evan about it, and he said, "You know what? I'm going to check this game out again." He's in and out depending on the updates. And so he logged in and started playing the Swarm update, this new expedition. And then like 2 days later, he messaged me back as like, "I've been playing for 20 hours. It's got its hooks in me, and I actually recorded some footage for you to use." So we'll take a look at that and go over this new update here today. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Now this is over on their website with No Man's Sky, The Swarm, where they say confront a new threat to the universe in update 6.4 The Swarm. The traveler's soul is fragmented and something terrible hangs in the sky. Battle swarms of elite agile ships, face off against the huge formidable hive of glass, and strategize with other players to construct the technology to defeat it. So what's so interesting about this one is it's set up as a team or just community event. So when you first start up the expedition, which by the way, you can, when you start the game up, you can pick the expedition immediately and start it with a brand new save file. So this isn't necessarily a situation where if you've been in and out of the game and you're coming back and or even if you're just starting up for the first time, you're completely behind everyone. While you can go into the expedition with a current save file, the character maybe you've rolled a while ago and been playing, you can also start up brand new and it accounts for that. So it's actually really cool to be able to jump right back in and immediately go to the new update without having to maybe spend hours and hours and hours getting up to speed. Now, I will say if you're a new player, probably helps to go through the tutorial at least just to understand what's going on. But the idea here is yes, the whole community will work together to prevent the spread of this mystery swarm. And the way they have this set up is there are 3 different teams that are competing but also working together. So there's Weaver, Sage, and Royal. And when you start the game up, you'll be asked a series of questions, and based on your answers, you'll be placed in one of these 3 teams. And if you look, they are tracking this on the website for how the contributions are going. And it looks like it's tied right now between the 3 different teams. Like it's 3%, 3%, and 3%. So there's still a ways to go in what they say is roughly an 8-week expedition. And the idea here is you're assisting the Specialist Polo in their development and construction of the prismatic core, which is a unique device that has the potential to weaken and defeat the swarm invasion. So we'll see this bar go up through the community efforts, and then the expedition will come to some grand, glorious ending there. Now, as you go through this game being available on multiple different platforms, there's going to be a large community that is working towards this. So it's available on PS4, PS5, Steam, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. That also had through Game Pass, the Mac, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo Switch 2. I did go over a look at the Switch 2 version of the game as it had the Switch 1 upgrade to the newer platform, and it's pretty good. Now, I will link that down below in the description if you would like to check it out there. And I know I mentioned the game is coming up on being 10 years old soon, but I have to say, there were a lot of people I saw on social media talking about No Man's Sky with this latest update, and it is interesting just to see the community around it being so active, like still this far into the game's life. But it really is. I mean, it does help that the game is consistently updated, but also does it in a way where it understands that new people might want to check it out, but also returning or like long running players may want to have new things to do. But that's such an interesting thing about No Man's Sky because it is this massive universe of exploration. There is always stuff to do, but there is always more, I think, for the community to grow with when you have events like these that drum up so much interest and discussion. And if you're someone who's never played No Man's Sky but has occasionally seen it, maybe in just social media discussion on the timeline or different videos popping up in the feed, honestly, when these updates happen, as good a time as any to jump in. As I mentioned before, it does accommodate new players if they want to get right to the brand new content. But honestly, the core game itself has seen so many updates on all these different platforms where it's very content rich right now. And sometimes it is nice just to jump on a No Man's Sky and just kind of explore space. Not just come across a new planet and see what you find. I mean, now more than ever, space exploration is like the interest on that is an all-time high. And I would say No Man's Sky certainly fits the bill for that. It's funny, in the past, we talked about games that felt too big for the Switch, and No Man's Sky, just by its sheer vast universe, literally feels too big for the Switch, kind of too big for the Switch too, as well. I mean, they run fine on either of them, but just kind of the idea of it being like a whole universe in the palm of your hand is still something that's kind of hard to wrap your mind around at times. Now, after you get dropped in, there are a number of different things you can do here. One of the big ones being to research the enemies. You got to gather intelligence for the war effort, dismantle the bodies of fallen swarmers, which of course you'll be running into all kinds of different enemies with two new ones, one being like this agile, it's like these planetary swarmers that you'll see that are defending some of these different locations. You have the huge hive of glass boss that you're working to take down. As you go through, there'll be all kinds of rewards that you can get, and they outline some of these over on the update website with the Dire Wasp flight pack, a really cool rifle multi-tool. There are also team-themed rewards. So they have traveler fragments with different decorative posters. There's bonus set of flags that are exclusive to your own team. And if you're part of the team that contributes the most, or the most valuable team, you'll be glorified in the space anomaly for all time, which sounds like a pretty big deal. There's also a number of stability and optimization that they've gone through with that, and then quality of life and bug fixes to check out from feedback with the community in mind. But I will say, when I've looked at No Man's Sky over the last now decade, I do see a really strong community. So I think it is a fun idea for Expedition 22 here to really lean into the idea of the community coming together to overcome, I mean, obviously a massive enemy, but to complete a common goal while still having some of that competitive nature to it, breaking it up into different teams. And honestly, the idea of asking questions to place you, I think it's pretty cool too, rather than just saying, hey, which team do you want to be on? This way, honestly, it kind of keeps it a bit more, I'd say, balanced, or even just competitive, to where you do now have pretty much an even split up through 10% at this point. You can continue watching it and seeing how it turns out. But I am curious, if you're someone in the No Man's Sky community, what do you think so far of the update? And as we go through now to the 10-year mark later on this year, what have your own experiences been like with No Man's Sky through what has been just an insane run of massive updates, some of which I see pop up, and it looks like almost a whole new game, and then you get to the bottom, and they're like, oh yeah, also this is free. So turns out it ended up being probably one of the best purchases many people have made over the last several years. But let me know what you guys think about the new update, The Swarm, down below. And also, which team did you end up on, at least for the first time when you're going through your questions? Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.